Hi, everybody, and welcome to Breeders' Cup Focus. I'm Dan Illman along with Mike Beer. This edition concerns the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint. And as we take a look at the top 10 contenders as ranked by Daily Racing Form, Gamine is the big name, and why not? She's the defending champion of this race. And while she may not be as visually impressive in 2021 as she's been earlier in her career, all she does is win.
Yeah, I mean, she has kept that winning streak intact. There's no doubt about that. She's obviously still very talented and does sit atop this division. But I mean, I think the prior point you were making is pretty well taken coming into this race, especially at a short price tag. She just hasn't been quite as impressive this year as she was as a 3-year-old.
And let's watch her most recent start at Saratoga. A lot of folks thought maybe this was the day 1-5 Gamine could be had. She made the lead. She controlled a moderate pace. You see her hanging on her left lead just till about there. And she switches on over. And once she does, she's able to defeat Cece, who's on this list. A couple of really nice filly and mare sprinters. And I think one of the best things that Gamine has going for her is there isn't a lot of depth in this division, as well as her natural talent.
Yeah, I think those things are true. I mean, even if she's not quite as good this year as she was last, she's still better than these horses. We'll see, Dad. I feel like, as a horse who's a very short price on the preliminary morning line, this is the kind of race that it just sort of makes you want to look around and see if you can beat her just because, listen, even though she keeps winning races, she's just not that impressive this year.
Well, we do have a lightly raced 3-year-old filly that's done some very good things. That's Bella Sophia, who won the signature race for 3-year-old fillies at Saratoga, the test, and backed that up with a win against overmatched older horses in the Gallant Bloom. Let's watch the latter race right now at Belmont. And Bella Sophia just showed her good speed in this race, and she kept right on going. It was a short field. The older horses in against her, maybe with the exception of Lake Avenue, truly not stars, but this is the right way to go into a Breeders' Cup race off of a open lengths victory.
Yeah, just a dominant win here versus a short field. As you mentioned, Lake Avenue far back in third in this race. That's the horse that we just saw running second, the Gamine and the Ballerina. So she's no pushover. This horse handled her very easily. She's just a really interesting horse going forward. Does she have to take a step forward to beat Gamine? She probably does. But man, she's got really good tactical speed, and she's that sort of rare sprinter, Dan, who can really finish off her races impressively through the stretch.
Cece, the third choice on Daily Racing Form's preliminary morning line, has always been a solid horse, whether it's been 2 turns or sprinting, and she's coming off just a facile prep. Let's watch that Chillingworth at Santa Anita, where Cece just perched herself outside and she breezes on home. She doesn't exert herself at all. I'm sure the connections are very, very pleased for this race as a prep, and if Gamine and Bella Sophia decide to go all out in an early duel, why can't a horse like Cece, a horse with a little bit of back class, mow them over in the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose that she could. I would wait to see what kind of price she is. And then just, I don't know, Dad, I felt like she was a pretty hard horse to get a read on because since they've cut her back this year for the most part, she's won three of her 4 sprint starts. All of them, though, sort of against overmatched competition. She's not getting big figures for them. It feels like she hasn't really improved all that much from her top races early on as a 4-year-old, as a 4-year-old. And, I just didn't think she ran that well in the Ballerina, which on the way in felt like a really good spot to take on Gamine. And she was really no threat to that horse.
Let's take a look at the rest of the contenders expected to compete in the Breeders' Cup Filly and Mare Sprint while discussing the number 4 on our list, Edgeway, a horse, Mike, that is a little bit slow, certainly, compared to Gamine and Bella Sophia and Cece, but I'm not sure we've seen her best yet. I've always thought this horse had potential.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think she's a really interesting horse in this race. Your point is not lost, though, that she's a little bit slow on the way into this race. It feels like she'll probably need to run the race of her life if she's going to beat this field, but it's just overall not that strong of a filly and mare sprint. And she could certainly take the step forward as she, races back home over at Del Mar.
Estilo Talentoso 5, we move to Proud Emma 6, Truth Hurts 7. These are horses that are going to have to improve, obviously, or need a little bit of help from a pace standpoint, and a lot of things to probably go their way. The favorites need to take a step backward if they're going to pull off upsets.
Yeah, exactly. They would all be upset winners of this race.
Gamine looks to win it again, however. She's going to have to deal with a very talented 3-year-old in Bella Sophia, and maybe Edgeway as well, as a horse that's perhaps stepping up and getting good at just the right time.